Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about Bitcoin and the lower, medium and higher time frame analysis that I'm going to be looking at because I can't make a video for a couple of weeks. I'm going to be away, so I thought I would do a bit of a market roundup just to discuss some things I'm looking at on the medium and higher time frame for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market as a whole, using previous corrections that we've seen for Bitcoin, some confluence with Fibonacci's, and of course a long-lasting trend line that I expect to be manipulated before then moving to the upside. So guys, if you can, like the video, of course, any comments, subscriptions, always appreciated. Let's get straight into the video. Straight into the analysis here for Bitcoin. The fractal that we've got here is the exact same bottoming structure that we had in June for Bitcoin. So of course we're expecting it to not be exactly the same, but the premise remains the same, that we have just got a free wave correction back to the upside right here with 5 waves, and now looking for the bottoming structure for Bitcoin to come into play, as everyone was trying to long this bottom thinking yes, here we go, the psychology again, of course, leading people not to take profits as we go and take them stops to the downside. So psychologically people are already in that mood where they've been trying to long. They're still in that mind frame, I think, at the minute to try and long, which is why I think we might get a couple of fake bounces to the upside before moving into these zones that we're looking for, before then getting the real move to the upside. So if we have a little zoom in here, you can see the idea remains exactly the same. All I've done is just taken this fractal and moved it down to the downside a little bit. And if you just take a look at this high wick here to the candle bodies to the downside, or even if we take it to wick to wick here, we've got a nice zone where this fractal is really lining up, where we can potentially be looking at some entries where we might get some fake bounces and where we might actually bottom in this zone. So everything that we're looking at here on Bitcoin is identifying, I think we've possibly got a bit of a move to the downside. And if we just take the Fibonacci from high to the current low, you can see that negative 27% aligns at that 28,000 zone, and of course the negative 61% coming in at the bottom of our zone here. So even if we was to accumulate some longs here, get another bounce to the downside and really start manipulating people, get them 1, 2, 3 bounces to the low, everyone's starting to get really fearful. But really, when we take a zoomed out perspective, all we're doing is coming in and filling in a bit of an inefficiency in the market and looking for a potential high to low Fibonacci retrace, trend-based Fibonacci, high to low, back to these zones. And you can see here the one-to-one extension coming in at around 33,000. And if we was to do a wick to wick from high to high, or even if we take these highs at the top here to this zone up here, no matter how long we take, if we was to get a bounce from this area, we'd be looking at having a couple of take profit zones up and around the 50%, around the $30,000. Again, a really key psychological number for Bitcoin. So I think anyone interested in accumulating longs on the lower time frame, obviously it's not financial advice, but this would be the zone that I'm looking for, 27 to 28,000, for at least a retrace back to that key psychological level above these stops of people shorting here, $30,000 in everyone's mind. So I think that would be a nice take profit zone. And again, if we just take a nice zoomed out perspective, this would be of course another retest of this clear zone that we've bounced and broken out of, come back down, manipulate below. Key trend lines coming into play as we take a zoomed out perspective again here with the long-lasting trend lines coming into play. This would break down below the trend line, everyone going, oh no, we've broken down, and then of course just a little deviation before then a major move to the upside. Everyone once again comes in, tries to long the market up at these highs, and then we get a nice free wave correction once again. So I think lower, medium, higher time frame, this is what we're looking at for BTC. Everyone would then be calling this a rising wedge and say, oh no, we're going down. And I think Bitcoin again would just play these games with people, manipulate these ranges before then making the higher time frame moves to $40,000 to $50,000 that we've been expecting for quite a while. So again, patience is just the name of the game here for Bitcoin. What I've done here is just take an even more zoomed out perspective. I've taken us to the weekly time frame, and what we can see here is this wick to wick trend line that everyone will have drawn on their charts, and we're just using this not for a trade but as reference to know where people will be placing their stop losses as the market comes down and tries to hit this trend line. Because what we know is in the market is once you've got a point like these, 1, 2, everyone's got this trend line drawn. If this market comes down and breaks this trend line, comes down here with 1, 2, 3 hits to the low, it's going to be so psychologically debilitating for these people that are trying to long these bounces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stops taking at least 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then the market bounces, reclaims this level, and again they'll probably end up trying to late long, like we said, at around that $30,000 zone, coming back down once again, free wave manner on this trend line, and this time we hold, giving the psychological illusion that, you know, we've broken it once, this time we're not going to hold, and I think that time is when we potentially do. So that's what we're looking like on the weekly time frame. I just wanted to show a zoomed out perspective of what that looked like. Of course, we do have some even more long lasting trend lines from wick to body here. If we was to get a major capitulation event, you know, we are looking at these zones here for a bounce for Bitcoin, 23,000, depending on how long we take. It could take a while, it could take a couple of months, but that's your capitulation zone. But as we just take an even more zoomed out perspective here, let's take a look at what we're looking at. People are so psychologically manipulated here into thinking that every bounce is going to get faded, and you know, we're going to set even more lows, which is absolutely possible, of course it is. But again, when we think about the psychology here for Bitcoin, all of the people that said, you know, we're going down for even more lows down here, as we was making them videos at 15,500, saying, you know, we're due for a massive bounce. The psychology is playing out exactly as we said it would. People got bullish up at these highs, and now people are getting so impatient with these little drawdowns. But every drawdown here is preceded by a big expansion to the upside. Drawdown, expansion, drawdown, long periods of consolidation here before then big moves to the upside. Not really giving people much chance to get into the market once we do go. No real pullbacks once we go. And you can see that's what it was like back in the bull market from 2020 there. Pullback, no more major pullbacks. Big pullback, everyone's scared. Big massive bull run. So here I think we're just setting up the psychology here for traders to be manipulated on the lower time frame, really be caught out by the big moves coming from Bitcoin, as people wait weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 potential weeks here of boringness. Everyone's away from summer for summer. So even if you take a little look at Google Trends, as I will show right now, people are just so disinterested in crypto at the minute. You can see we go through these periods of 1 to 2 years of so much disinterest in crypto. Then as price goes to the upside, everyone wants to get involved. And you can see now we've been at these levels for about a year and a half, maybe now coming into these zones. So have we got another half a year, 2 years, a year to wait? We may well do. But at the same time, everyone that was involved in the market back here benefited massively from this major hype phase in cryptocurrency. So I don't think the big whales have gone anywhere. These big whales will want to make money once again. They just need the times to be getting into crypto, and these are the times I think they are getting into the cryptocurrency market. So if you're still here, if you're still doing the work, putting in the groundwork right now in the cryptocurrency market, doing your research for the big projects to potentially boom in this bull run, picking them profit taking zones, getting them entry zones right down, and getting them DCA zones into them, just getting it psychologically ready for this big massive mania phase that could come in the future for cryptocurrency. Will Bitcoin set a new all-time high? It might not. It might even just retrace 40, 50. It doesn't even have to do any of them. But if we just take a look at the statistics here, statistically, this is the times you want to be investing and into cryptocurrency. Of course, again, it's not financial advice, but I'm sticking around, and everyone who's been following and been watching these videos, I hope you've been able to benefit from them. Calls at 15,500, all them altcoins that did 100, 200%, there was the times to potentially start taking some profits, as we was with HBAR. So everyone's got their own plan here, but really when we take a zoomed out macro look at this cryptocurrency market, no one's interested. If you're still here, you're here for the successful times, no doubt about it. So once again, guys, the higher time frame analysis really does not change here. We are just picking it little bits here for Bitcoin. We've had the 3 wicks to the low, bullish breaker candle to the upside, fill in a bit of that candle. Do we need a secondary test of that zone that we've already tested? We might do, we might not. But really, our attention turns to the higher time frame zones. These are the zones where I'm going to be looking to take a significant amount of profit from the market, maybe 30 or 40%, and then leaving the rest to ride, just to have that protection mechanism in place. So if we do get a major capitulation event down to these lows, maybe we come back and fill this bullish breaker, or maybe we even come back and fill this long-lasting trend line to the downside. We don't know what's going to happen, but realistically, if you've been able to benefit from them moves to the upside, taking a little bit of profit, you should be willing for a little bit of a pullback, really, to use some of them profits and increase the amount of cryptocurrency that you've got for free, basically, not having to put any more money back into the market. But if we do shoot up from here, that's why we have them spot holdings as well to carry us up and be able to take profit at different zones. So again, guys, not going to be able to make a video for 2 weeks, so if you can, share this video, get it out there, like it, comment, you know the deal. Of course, again, it's not financial advice from me, but if you like the video, give it a like, sit back, relax, let the market do the work, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.